What's up, guys? Fudge YGO back with another deck profile from Locals. This time we are with second place with Mr. Lich, Rich Lich.
Rich Lich himself. How's it going, guys? Back at it again, once a motherfucking again. Sorry, ad revenue. With a slightly different take on the zombies this time. I played branded Eldlich today.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I tied with the guy who won because our tournament system is kind of whack a little bit, even though we had the same record. A little salty, but you know, I'll get it next weekend. And then we went on to 2-0 the rest of it. It was a pretty good feel. Anyways, this is super basic. I'm gonna get right into it. We'll start with the branded package. We're just playing 3 branded fusion and 2 fallen Balbaz. This feels pretty standard. Not a lot to say about it. People have been playing this for a long time. It's foolish burial for your zombies. It gives you big guys to beat with under your floodgates. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Next we'll do the generic cards. I was playing 3 consistency pieces, Pot of Prosperity.
Pretty good card.
And then I was playing 3 board breakers, Lava Golem.
Main deck.
Lava Golem put in work today. Lava Golem is a new member of the Eldlich family. So anyways, he was awesome.
This card was taking names.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh man, that looks like a hard to deal with board. Anyways, here's a Lava Golem.
Yeah. Anyways, this is too hard to hold. Let me drop it on you.
For sure, dude. Next we'll do the Eldlich cards. It's most of the deck. We're playing 2 Lords. This is pretty standard. Like, even in Bestial format, you still don't play 3 Lords. It's just too bricky. So, you know, not a lot to say about that. Next, the spells. We got 3 Cursed. You should play this at 3, I think.
Cursed.
Yeah, well, some people say play it at 2, but this card's really good to see going first because it gets you into, like, the full Eldlich line if you have enough stuff in hand to go with it. Like, you can just open, like, 3 golden lands with Big Boy on the field, potentially. And also it helps you crack the board going second because it adds Eldlich to the hand, and then it's just, you can go like Eldlich effect. Oh, I couldn't get rid of the problem that way. Let's try with Fallen of Albaz now. Oh, I couldn't get rid of the problem that way. I guess let's just activate Zombie World and then flip some Floodgates and maybe that'll solve the problem. So 3 of those, and then I was playing 3 other spells. So 2 other Eldlichers. Not everybody plays these.
This one's slept on.
Yeah, so this is really good because if you open it and you're like doing your plays and they try to hit you with a Bestial and they're like target your Golden Lord, you can just like throw it down as a quick play and like have it fizzle.
Oh yeah.
It's also just really good to have because like if you go Cursed, have a Golden Land in hand, and then you send Eldlich in the Golden Land trap, and then this is in the grave. You'll have like Conquistador, Hawquera. You can set this and then set a Sanguine, and then because Eldlich is already there in the graveyard, like the Sanguine can get whatever you want now.
Yeah.
It's super good.
That's super good.
And I didn't really see this card. I mostly just played it as a 3rd Eldlixir name. That way, like if the advantage engine gets like revved up super hard, like you know, there's no ceiling. It's also a really solid starter. You can just bring a guy out in defense. If you open it and you don't want to summon a guy, you can just use it for Eldlich effect, banish it from the graveyard, put a golden land on the field to pay for his resurrection, you know. Reaganomics, bro.
Reaganomics.
So this is the spells. Oh yeah, last spell.
Oh! Main deck in the 7 cities.
Cool. So not everybody plays a 3rd Golden Land name, and if they do, they usually play Golden Land Forever. It's like the Solemn Judgment type trap.
Yeah.
So I was playing that, but I decided on this today because I think it's really good for going second, trying to crack the board.
Yeah.
It helps you get brick zombies out of your hand, just make big dudes and try to beat. Also, there was like one game where the effect where it turns off the back row if you summon a zombie monster, I was able to turn off a magic cylinder that was going to kill me on the very next attack, and then I managed to OTK for game in that one turn.
Man, magic cylinder was.
Yeah, no, he opened
people.
2 magic cylinders and then put it back to the field after, almost taking me for my life savings. So it was like if I attacked with anything, I'm at 700 life points. I'm gonna die, but I'm just like, nope, turn it off.
Bro, Labyrinth be scary as shit,
It is,
bro.
dude. I like that deck. It's very good. But no, we just got it in and we took it home. Next up is the traps. We're playing 3 Pequero, 3 Conquistador.
These are like kind of like extra starters, I would say.
Yeah, because they turned the Eldlich engine on.
Yeah.
And like there are even some games like if you're playing against a slow deck like another trap deck or like somebody who's just making like 2 dudes and passing, like you can just use these even if your hand's gummed up and it's like, okay, chump blockers, you're gonna send them to the graveyard for me, and now the advantage engine is rolling and I'm sitting here wasting your time and potentially winning the game off of that.
Yeah. This card is like really good this format, I feel, also at 3.
Yes, at
like,
3.
People are like, oh no, you still play 2, but no. It's like it's just a better Bestial even.
Yep. There are some instances where like if they try to bring out a Bestial to like chump block or something, you can just banish your own thing and then make it fizzle and then just kill them anyways.
Yeah,
it's really good versus the meta too. 3 Sanguine.
So necessary.
So I put these in the Eldlich pile because they're like honorary members, but we are on the 3 skill drains.
Skill drain. Why did this card come to 3?
That's a very good question. It kind of turned around most of the games I played it in today.
It like single-handedly just like
just
warped my game.
Yeah, it makes you do like lots of really weird stuff, like have to play out of the hand graveyard, which it's really impressive when people do that. But, it is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So the last part of the deck is the zombie package. I'm playing 3 Banshee and 1 Ballardrock.
Oh, okay.
So I'm playing 3 of these because the idea was I didn't think anybody was going to play Tearlament today, but if they did and they make me start milling with the Shizu cards, because that's another real threat. There could just be like an Ishizu deck out there. Mm-hmm. The idea is that hopefully I can hit one of these as soon as possible, activate it for Zombie World, and hopefully stop their turn off that.
Yeah.
And then it's like if I hit this guy and I hit one of these, then I'll get to start my turn with this dude. If I hit the Eldlich pieces, I'll get to start my turn with traps.
And this is just another beater. Like if you just keep it up on board with like Golden Lore, just like 18.
So this card,
field spell.
it also it protects the field spell from being destroyed, and neither player can target it. So like
it
cannot be targeted either. So what I like about
that.
this, so you just like if you open it and you do your plays, you just like normal summon and then just leave it there, and it's like you can't mess with my Floodgate now.
Yeah.
Harpy's Feather Duster or bust, dumbass.
It's like, oh, you got Pearl? Oh, I'm sorry, Chain.
No. And then I'm on 5 spell traps. I'm playing 2 Zombie Worlds. The third one never came up. It almost did. I should maybe be playing a third one as a respect thing, but I thought 2 would work. And then these guys are honorary members of the zombie family. This single-handedly won the first match against the guy who won. Because what happened was I got Zombie World on the field and then activated Rivalry. And what this does is once they commit a monster to the board, it becomes a zombie, and then they can only summon zombies after that.
Yeah, and at that point, they can't summon anything because it's just
most
completely
people don't
locked.
play zombies.
Yeah,
so it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's pretty clunky, but it's like a lot of this stuff is enabled because of branded fusion, because it kind of just covers your weaknesses, which are the main stuff is a little bit slow. The extra deck, this is kind of interesting.
I feel like people kind of forget about that. They'll hype up Tikaboo and they'll be like, oh, it's just better, but they just forget that they cannot do anything under Rivalry plus Zombie World.
Yeah, I was playing Tikaboo in this deck, but it's kind of a pain for me. And if you get Zombie World up, they can just summon a guy and then it goes to the graveyard, summon a guy and it goes to the graveyard. And a lot of decks can just eventually out your stuff by doing that. They can bring the shootout and then just put it in the grave, and then like, okay, well, bye to your stuff.
Yep.
So we'll start off with the super poly targets because I'll go ahead and spoiler alert. I'm playing super poly in the sideboard.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. So like the cool thing about these cards is you can also make them with 7 Cities of the Golden Land because it says you can use zombie monsters from your field or hand. So like, yeah, well these even because like if you've got like a dark and a dark fusion on the field and there's zombies, just like hey, make your Ghostopelia.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This guy's really neat. I used his mind control ability that nobody knows about to like win a game earlier today, I think. Basically just like mind control going to Gustav when I wasn't like zombie locked, after swinging on an open field. It was pretty crazy. So anyways, next up is like the branded stuff. These are the guys that like I use for the summoning, as it were. I play 2 of these because I like to send one off of the first Mirror Jade so that I can get a branded fusion for follow-up.
Yep.
It's also good because like you have one to send Eldlich with. I like Lubellion because it lets you pitch dead zombies from the hand. Like if you've got Necroworld Banshee but you've already committed to like Lava Golem, you can just like go into Lubellion and then be like pitch Banshee from the hand, send Doom King Ballardrock for his cost, and it's just like
easy clap.
Yep. So I do sometimes think about playing 2 of this guy because you kind of do get in a weird spot if they like impermit and then he goes to the graveyard and he can't go back. But it didn't happen today, so cool stuff. And then the targets for like these guys were on 1 Titaniclad and 2 Mirror Jade.
Yeah, I feel like the standard, you have to have this like for towers, not just random bull.
Yeah, he actually came up super big one game. Had this guy on the field, did his thing, got his guy. He's really big, and this is just one of those decks where it's like if you got 2 or 3 dudes on the field, it's just game no matter what usually. Yeah. And then the 2 Mirror Jades, it's a good card. It's like the main reason I play all the branded stuff, and it just kind of like brings everything together. Super
I feel
strong.
like when that card hits the board, the game's probably over.
Yeah, people are finding creative ways to get around the graveyard effect. They're like shuffling it back and doing crazy stuff like that. But just the threat that it poses while it's on the board is like really heavy. It's pretty good.
Like that with Ballardrock is probably just enough.
Yes, sir. And then after that, we are playing some Xyz monsters. We're playing Constellar Pleiades. This guy, Gustav.
Spice in your extra, bro.
Yeah. So you might notice I'm not on Zeus, and the reason I'm not on Zeus is because if you're ever at like any point where you're summoning these guys, you've won the game.
Yeah.
Because like Lieb can just beat for like 4,000 2 or 3 times. It can get freaking huge to get over like.
And then like turn 2 plays.
Yeah, this is super strong if you got into the whole Eldlich package and they couldn't manage to put up a board presence because it's just like, okay, now I have board removal and it's going to go to the graveyard anyways. This is super good for burning in time or for just, getting that last Gustav for game. So, pretty cool card. And then last, just the links. I don't think I made any of these this time. Link Spider, because if you open up like a single Golden Land card and you're just bricked up on a bunch of crap, like this will get you into your engine because you can link off the Golden Land trap if it somehow survived and get into a Sanguine, like do some other stuff. But it's just like super basic. You play because you have to. This card's kind of cool. So it's basically just my generic link target for when I need to clear the board off. And the cool thing about this card is it can resurrect a monster from your opponent's graveyard and then it becomes a zombie. So you can rivalry lock your opponent without Zombie World using this card. Not only that, when Ballardrock comes back like every single turn, he's going to draw you cards off of that. And another effect people don't know about this card is when you do a tribute summon for a zombie, you can actually tribute your opponent's monsters.
Very, very flexible card. Like,
yes.
Super duper useful.
It's like the Dugaras of this deck, basically. It's the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
really.
nice.
So anyways, back to the sideboard. I barely sided at all. The lances didn't come up. This was for Flunder if I saw it, or for Dinosaur because we're at our locals. But it didn't come up.
Nice shifter, bro. Nice shifter.
Yeah, this was for the Sword Soul guy, if I ran into him, or if the other guy had been playing his like Sky Striker adventure deck or whatever. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, anyways, this is just like super good card. It keeps coming back. It's field presence. I was really heavy on Spell Trap denial today. I was on 3 anti-spell. Nobody was really playing enough spell cards for me to ever want to side into it, but there were 3 Twin Twisters, and my final game was against a Labyrinth player. And shuffle, 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 hand him the deck. We draw 2 of these are in the opening hand. I'm going second. And then on the crackback turn after that, because I couldn't quite kill him all the way, I saw the 3rd one and I just windmill slammed it. Yeah. And it's just like, get triple twisters, baby.
I've only like dropped like 2 twisters on people before, but I've never like, unless I've opened like the worst hand of all time, like I've never gone into a 3rd twister like that.
Well,
so
it's
I admire that.
When you play zombies, it's like everything kind of floats. So it's like, heck yeah, let's discard some cards, dude.
Yeah, but anti-spell, I feel like if you're not side decking this card, you're probably like asleep in this format.
Yeah, it's kind of just like whenever I go up like against Sky Striker or just some other like really spell reliant strategy, it's like I might side out Rivalry or Skill Drain for this, just like an alternative Floodgate. I've played around with playing 9, 12, and 6 Floodgates, and for my list I just kind of find that 6 works the best, because if you get over reliant on Floodgates, then you're running the risk of getting blown out by back row removal, and like you just can't have that if you want to make a serious run. You gotta have like mid-range representation from like the hand, the back row, and the front row.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Speaking of the front row, our final sideboard card, Super Poly. If we ran into Dark.deck or like Tier Elements or Branded or just whatever, this was going to be our answer to it. You can do some cheeky stuff with like Drago Necro after you give them a Lava Golem. You know, it's just like there's a lot of funny things you can do to their board with this combined with Lava Golem and some of these other board breakers. But that about wraps it up, you guys. I hope you liked everything I had to show you. I'm sorry it's like the same list from like 2 years ago, but you know what they say, don't fix something that ain't broken. We'll catch you next time.
Also, shouts to Floundries players, because yeah, this is your worst nightmare.
Yeah, hey, they had me scared, boy.
And shout outs to the boy over there for letting us have this locals on this fine evening. Pallet Town Games. Come check us out. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.